Hey guys, I was going to show you my latest purchase. This is a Dometic CFX28. It is the smallest one I could find that was big enough to do any good, and that's about the size of it there in the back seat on top of the air mattress. And I just got sick and tired of buying ice. Every day I'd buy a bag of ice for $3.50 a bag. And here's where my cooler was, and I would love to put it back here, but I'm not going to let it get all nasty. I don't think it's weatherproof. I know it's not going to hold up to the road salt. My bed cover is going to stay down all the time, then that would be great, you know. But hauling the fifth wheels, it's up like this, and I'm also kind of scared that if I turn just right, a fifth wheel could get into the cooler and mess up some stuff. So I'm going to ditch the cooler. I got this, and I'm going to take it out of the pickup and get it where we can see it a little bit better, and I'll tell you some more about it. So I got it out of the truck, brought it up here, set it down on the porch, and plugged it into my little jump box. I never tried that before, but I saw a lot of people using them like that on YouTube and different places, saying that they would actually hold out for a camping trip or something like that on one of the jump boxes. So I plugged it in there, and then my neighbor started cutting the grass, so it's been out here for about an hour, and it's still holding the same temperature. I had it set 30, I had it set 34 or 32, I can't remember. Yeah, I had it set at 32, but if you just saw, the lid's been open the whole time, so that's pretty good. So my first reaction when I pulled it out of the box, I really like the look of it. I think it's a good looking refrigerator. The scuff pads on the sides right here, I mean that's always a plus, you know, 'cause I beat and bang things into everything. This pad right here, that's a non-skid pad, so if you were to set a coffee cup or something like that on it, it's going to sink in and not slide around. So there's two main things that I did like better about my buddies that I like about this one. One is where this lid opens long ways like this. His lid opened from the side, and I don't know why, I just think it looks better, and I don't like the long lid. You know, it makes it harder to open in tight places. Another thing I like better about his than this one is the vents down there where it exchanges the air. Alright, his are up here, so if you set it down into something, you know, or set it up against something, I feel like it would breathe better from up here, but that's fine. It's just, you know, if I have my pick, I kind of like the design of his being up there. But like I say, I couldn't find his anywhere. I don't know if they discontinued it or what. But now this one, I do like this one. You know, I'm not knocking it. From what I've seen so far, I just pointing out the differences. Okay, now when we open the lid, I don't know if you saw that, the light just went from green to orange, meaning that the compressor is on when it's green and it's off when it's orange. It looks like it's flickering in the video, but it's not in person. It was set at 32. The lid had been open the whole time I've had it out here, so it was set holding at 34. When I closed the lid a few seconds later, it kicked off. So when you open the lid, first thing I did like that I noticed was the light. I mean, it's pretty doggone bright, but it doesn't blind you. It's made in such a way that it shines down into the cooler and not up into your eyes. I thought that was great. The next thing that I noticed that, you know, the bottles of water. I threw them in there like that. I thought, man, that's awesome. I can get like 6 bottles of water in there. Try to close the lid. No, it hits. So I'm thinking this is more of a crisper. That's where I'm going to want my grocery style stuff anyway. Now this here is a 12 pack of my go-to drinks, Sun Drops. So there's 12. You could probably put 3 more across the top if you want to. I do kind of wish it would have been a little bit wider just so you could get the 4th one in there, but you know, it's not a big deal. Now down here, if you see that little, see right down here, there's a drain plug. You just untwist that and let it defrost, and then all the water can drain out of it. I thought that was a nice touch. The basket, I've not lifted the basket out yet, but I will now. there's what it looks like. I do like the divider, I really do, but it would be, I would like it, I was wondering if you couldn't turn it sideways. That way you could put stuff on top and bottom. I don't guess it matters. That would be great. Yeah, that'll be fine. And here's what it looks like without the basket. So if you wanted to use it without it, you could. Maybe get just a little bit more room. So go ahead and set that back in. Another thing I do like about the basket, is I can pull it out, load it down, put it in my refrigerator in the house when I'm getting ready to go, put the cooler in the truck, the fridge in the truck, and then set the basket in. And that way I don't have to lug all of it around at one time. I think that's a pretty good touch. I guess a light flashes to let you know you left the lid open. I'm not sure about that. So that lid is pretty tight. I would assume that whenever you close it, that it will close, but I guess the air being airtight and also having a brand new seal, you kind of have to pop it a little bit to get it down. I'm okay with that. Now, when I first pulled it out of the box, I loaded it down with drinks just like what it said, except for I put 2 12-packs in it. I went to turn it on, and I had a little bit of an issue trying to get it turned on. I pushed the button, it didn't come on. I pushed it and held it for a second, it still didn't come on. So you have to really push and hold that button. You don't push it hard, but you do push it firm, and you hold it for a good little while before it comes on. And like I mentioned earlier, the green, when it's green, that means the compressor is running. When it's orange, that means it's in standby mode. This, of course, is a fault. That red lights up, that means there's an issue. To set the temperature, the 34 is the temperature that it's at inside the cooler right now. And when you press this, it shows you the desired temperature. So if you push this and take it down, it goes all the way down to -8. So that's cold enough to it's cold enough to do anything I want to do with it. I think the highest it goes is to 60. So I'm not going to bore you going all the way up through there, but we'll put it back on 32. Now the next thing is it will flash like that to let you know that it's set, to confirm where you set it. So I'm going to push it twice, and you see the F. That's Fahrenheit, that's Celsius. You push either one, the up or down button, and see I didn't hit it fast enough, so now it's on Celsius. So now we go back to here, now it's back on Fahrenheit. Now if you go one more, you'll see it says high, ND, and low. ND right here I think is supposed to be a MD for medium, and I'm going to set it on low for the time being since I'm using it on the battery charger, or the jump box. But the low, medium, and high is your battery protection cutoff. So if you leave this thing plugged into your vehicle and the cigarette lighter, if you have it set on high, as soon as it detects I don't know the specifications where it actually cuts the power, stops working, but when the battery voltage drops down just a little bit, it's going to cut off to keep it from drawing that battery all the way down. Medium will draw it down a little bit further, and then it'll quit cooling once it gets to a lower voltage, and low is a even lower voltage it'll draw it down to. And it's just to protect so you don't come back to a dead battery. So that's something to think about. I did put it on high when I first put it in my truck and let it sit probably overnight. I think it was overnight. And when I came out the next morning, it had drained the battery down enough that it wasn't cooling anymore, and the temperature I had it set on 32 and it went up to 38. So I moved it down to low, and it immediately kicked on and pulled it back down. So that's why I say I'm going to keep it on low, because I think even on low, when it kicks off, that's still plenty of power for my truck to start. Alright, And let's see were there any other settings in here. The dimmer, that's the next one. The D0, D1, D2. D2 is the dimmest. D0 is the brightest. There's not any more. And then I think it'll flash to let us know that it's staying on that setting. And that's it for the settings on this little refrigerator. Like I say, it seems to be built pretty good. It seems to have like it's durable construction. You know, I like that they use the Torx bit and Allen head bolts putting it together. I know that's cosmetic, but I like it. Everything about it just seems solid as a rock. I just hope it performs that way, because in the 18-wheeler, I had multiple cheap refrigerators that they didn't last. I mean, they didn't last at all. Some of them would last a week. Some of them would last a month. The longest I ever got out of them was a year. So I know I see these in all the campers and all that stuff. All the portable stuff, campers and big trucks, RV, you know, the motorhomes and stuff. So I'm hoping this one will take a little bit more abuse than your average refrigerator. So that's about all I can think of to tell about the Dometic CFX28. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you want to see the how it lasts, how it holds up, because I'm sure the day that it quits working, there'll be a video of me throwing it in trash somewhere and talking about how it did, you know. So I don't expect it to hold up forever, but I hope to get at least a year and a half out of it so it'll pay for itself, not having to buy ice. But like I say, that's about all I know to say about it. Thank you guys for watching.